Jacinto is a lawyer and businessman. He continues to find joy in pursuing his passions through his business ventures. Whether he is on the go or spending time with his family, he gives everything, he does his all, and that is what makes him the inspiring individual that he is today.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Yunon Velasco, and for this series, our topic is Finding Your Why. For this episode, we have an empowered man, a lawyer and a businessman to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the amazing Gino Jacinto. Hi, Gino.
Hey Mafa, thank you for having me. That was quite of a surprising slideshow. I did not expect that. How are you? Thank you.
Surprise for our guests so that you guys can feel happy before you get on live.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that you're excited. I'm sure that your wife, your beautiful wife Nika, is also excited to feature you today because you are an amazing guy. And since I've gotten to know you, I have been inspired of your personality, your background, and small world. We have to say hi to Attorney Kay Reveal. She told me that you guys are classmates.
Yes, we were. Hi, Kay.
So, I did share that you're a lawyer and you're a businessman, and obviously now I feel as though that you're a motivation speaker too and a mentor to others. So
well, that's a bit of a reach, but let's try.
Come on, life is unlimited. So before we get into your why and how you are with the people around you, how you inspire them, can you give a little bit of a background? And so that everybody who's tuned in here on Facebook and also in Kumu, hello Kumu community, thank you for tuning in. Salamat po. I hope you learned a lot from Gino today because he is an amazing man. So I'll give you the floor, Gino. Please share a little bit of your background and why you are the empowered and inspiring guy that you are.
Sure. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me, Mafa, and to the rest of your crew for putting all of this together. You guys have done a great job. To everyone watching, thank you. That's awesome of all of you. So hi, my name is Gino Jacinto. As the profile said, I'm a lawyer and a businessman. I have been a lawyer since 2011, and just like most lawyers, I started out in law firms doing litigation and eventually moving into corporate law. In this time, I've met a lot of people, learned a lot of things, and dealt with a lot of businesses in particular. And that kind of gave me a little bit of a pivot to shift into the business world. So after that, while still pursuing law, I decided to start my own companies to attempt to make a name for myself. So me, along with other partners, we started a few years ago an app called SIF. Little bit of a plug here, but for those who want to check it out, it's available on the app stores as SIF.ph, on Instagram, SIF.ph. I hope it's not too soon for that. And then now, to keep on going with my legal career, I've been asked to join a new startup in the Philippines called LegalX, and I have been tasked to be the Chief Business Development Officer of the company. And I am very excited for what the company has to bring and what it can do for our industry, both from the perspective of a user and from my perspective and a great many other people I know from a lawyer's perspective.
Amazing. I love that. And do check out SIF and also LegalX, guys.
Yes, please.
You will, it's very timely, your business right now, and also being a lawyer. This is something that is part of my bucket list and I wish to still pursue until today. But
go for it.
Share with everyone, what is the rewarding part of being a lawyer for you?
Okay. There are a lot of things to answer that question. So being a lawyer, first things first, I think I need to make it clear. It's not what you see on TV, especially because we get so many Western legal shows and lawyer movies. We think it's like that. I thought it was like that. That's why I became a lawyer. I thought I would have to have some dramatic closing speech. I thought I would have to have surprise witnesses. But no, that's not how it is. But the rewarding thing is you still do get to help people in whatever way. That degree gives you the power to do something positive in other people's lives. And I'd like to think me and all other lawyers have been able to do that. And a little bit of a transition into this is the reason I joined LegalX. The legal field here is still quite, and I'm sorry to say, exclusive. I think in the Philippines, only about 20% of people have access or use of lawyers, and that's really not an acceptable number for us. We really want to broaden that range. Everyone should have a lawyer. Every daily task, if you think about it, should have some consultation to it. But unfortunately, that's not really what happens here. A simple example is when I first graduated and I rented my first condo, I had a contract of lease, which I just signed. I didn't really read it. I mean, I did, but I didn't really go beyond anything of that. And I know a lot of people who just signed too, and there are dangers in that. And then the everyday practice as well, that goes to show. But on the other side, to speak from a lawyer's perspective, and I'm sure a lot of my lawyer friends can agree with me, we get a lot of phone calls with basic questions with, hey, can I ask you a question? That's when our heart beats and our eyes close and we take a deep breath. We're like, okay, this is going to be a long call. So their basic question turns into 45 minutes. And of course, we're always happy to do this and we're always happy to help. But people need to understand that this is still our profession. And of course, this is how we make our money. So LegalX works in two folds. It will give these users access to lawyers for a better price, for a smaller amount of time. No need to go to an office, no need to sign a monthly retainer. And from the legal lawyer side, we get to help out doing these little 30-minute, 20-minute, maybe even 1-hour calls and charge just a little bit, to put our degree to quite a bit of good use. But of course, beyond that, and there are a great many lawyers out there, one of the features of LegalX when we do launch will be free legal service for the indigenous people of the Philippines. And you will be surprised at the overwhelming number of lawyers who have signed up to that aspect of our app. They said, we want to be part of the free app. We want to help, whether it's for their mandatory hours or because it's just out of the goodness of their heart. There are so many of them who want to be able to reach out to people. And it's nice that me, my partner, JP, are able to provide a platform for something like this.
And like I said earlier, it is very timely right now because
yes, absolutely,
are becoming very creative. They're wanting also in survival mode and building businesses. And sometimes there is a process to that, right?
Absolutely.
You also need to understand the rules and regulations. It's not just, I have a great idea, I'm just going to put it on Instagram and then sell.
No, absolutely not. There's so many steps, yes.
So I would encourage you guys to go ahead and reach out to Gino and of course the team of LegalX on how they can help you. And of course, you are building a business for the long term, not just a one-time trend or anything like that. So I'm glad that you shared that. But I want to bring it back. Becoming a lawyer, like you said, is not like the TV shows. I am a huge fan of Law and Order. Suits, of course, I think a majority of everybody knows what law show on Netflix. But I want to know, Gino, when was the time that you actually told yourself that I am going to be a lawyer, I am going to pursue law, I am going to help other people make sure that they have positive feedback? When was this aha moment in your life?
I think that's actually probably twofold. My Lola was a lawyer. And I think it was always ingrained on me from an early age that that's what I was going to do, even before I knew it was what I was going to do. And funnily enough, I know I said all these shallow things earlier in the beginning, but the movie, not even going to pretend I have to say the book, the movie, A Time to Kill, that closing argument when he said, what he said, I was like, I want to do that. That's going to be me one day. And that was it. That was probably going on 25 years ago, I don't remember wanting to be anything else. I have never considered anything else. My mind was always set to going to law school, and after I did that, I decided to try other things while remaining a lawyer, of course.
Amazing. So, of course, during your moments of studying to be a lawyer, and also maybe during this time when you are already a professional lawyer, was there
Hmm.
any self-doubt moments that
Oh,
you had?
absolutely. Yeah.
And when this happened, what would you do? How would you overcome that?
Wow, that's quite of a difficult question. Yes, of course, there's self-doubt. That happens from day one. That happened today. That happened 5 minutes before this interview, Mafae, as you well know, right? But you just have to overcome it. I think people don't give themselves the credit they deserve. And if you don't do that for yourselves, how can you expect that from anybody else? So just believe in yourself. The fact that you're being asked the question of someone, the fact that you have an idea, the fact that you're around means you're already capable of doing something. And never forget that. We're all capable of great things. We just have to take that first step. But yeah, that's easier said than done most of the time, but very,
Correct.
very rewarding.
And being a lawyer also, it's somewhat you're a guide. You're like a life coach to your clients, right? You're
Well,
sort of because they are frantic, they are clueless, or they're just unaware of what exactly they should do. And of course, you
hmm
have done fast tracked everything. You became a lawyer for that main reason is to make people feel at ease, right?
correct.
So
That's a very nice way of putting it.
so what would be your ritual or your motivation each day, knowing that you will have a tough conversation or perhaps a time where you would have to go to the court with your clients? What would be your um, your how athletes they have like a habit where they tie their shoelaces like 3 times or listen to music. Is that
No,
similar?
absolutely. We all do have our rituals. I can't say what the rest of the people have, but first of all, it's been quite some time since I've been in the courtroom, and I do miss it drastically. Um, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It is to a degree a competition. It's you versus another lawyer.
Mhm.
In the courtroom, as cheesy as it might sound to say, it's a battlefield. It gets heated. You scream at each other, but the moment you step out, you shake hands and you say it's just part of the job. But as for the preparation, it's we all do what we can.
Mhm.
Very much like, I guess, like the athletes now, I would try to zone out by listening to music, whatever it would be. I would just put my phone on shuffle, and whatever it gives me would just be enough to calm me down. Of course, talk to the client. That's very important. As you said, that life coach thing there, that's another way. Something I've never looked at it like that. But yeah, I have to basically uh, make sure that they feel comfortable with what they're doing, explain that this is nothing too out of the ordinary, and that at the end of the day, no matter what, and I'm sure every other lawyer will tell this to their clients, we are here for you 100%. This is not just another billable hour to us. We
Mhm.
want to better you in whatever way we can, uh, depending on the case, of course.
Amazing. So, have you had any memorable moments during your career that you can share with us?
Um, I have, um, I mean, how do I say this without like name dropping?
You can
Um,
say Jane or Jack or Jill. Maybe you can
well,
just.
one of my favorite courtroom moments, and I can't get too into detail with it because I'm sure it might be boring for the listeners. It was like 1 week in preparation, knowing that the lawyer I was going up against was the IBP president of that region. I won't say the region, obviously, but that alone was like, I felt like a rookie going to play one on one with Michael Jordan or something. Like, I am going to lose,
Mhm.
but something just came over me, and I did well. And I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant, but to the point that the lawyer herself congratulated me. My client went over and said that was pretty impressive. And I just have to go back to what you said earlier. It felt like a sporting event, like the rush of adrenaline, the feeling of success, maybe victory at the time. I don't know. It's something that I guess we thrive. Oh, he's showing a picture of me again. But yeah, it's the adrenaline. I think it's something I definitely miss. I haven't been to court in a while. I don't know if I could still handle it there, but yeah, it's a good feeling. And then second to that, now that I'm predominantly an entrepreneur, I think it's when you launch a product publicly. As I mentioned, me and a few of my other partners, we have an app called Zip Philippines. I won't get too much into it, but if you guys would like to check it out, please do. Zip.ph again, one more time on Instagram. It's a home service aggregator. Simple things like that. When we talk about development, we deal with delays with developers, but we have the best developer. He pretty much built our company without him knowing. And then when you get to release something to the world and then people accept it, it's incredible. It feels like you're doing something positive. And when you get actual feedback from clients that they don't have to give, by the way, they just reach out and say, oh, this service was really good. What you guys are doing is amazing. The stylist you sent was out of the ordinary. It's really nice that people go out of their way to thank you. And it's little things like that that I think keep me going and keep a lot of people going too. And I'm sure it'll be the same for LegalX. As I said, we haven't launched formally. We hope to launch by next month. So please stay tuned for that. But already we've had an inundation of applications from lawyers. And as I was saying earlier, so many lawyers asked how they could sign up for the pro bono aspect. And that just warmed my heart. We thought that this would be like a bit of a sideline for lawyers, like a little extra cash, but hardly any of them asked about the pay. Hardly any of them asked about what we expect from them. It was all just help us get our name out there and help us connect to people. And that was just like, wow, I was caught off guard because, these people are always perceived to be, we as lawyers are perceived to be as arrogant, entitled. We feel that we're slightly better than everyone else, but trust me, we're not. So to see people like that say, hey, can we use your app to help people? Can we log on our off days and, give free service? And that is amazing. And absolutely you can. And I will say that I wasn't one of those people who thought about that, but I will be now. I will also do pro bono service on the LegalX app when it launches, as I was inspired by all those lawyers who talked to me.
Thank you for sharing that, Gino, because I'm sure people listening right now are also thinking, okay, how do I reach a lawyer without having to pay a huge amount on fees or even just a consultation? But it's really nice to know that LegalX has a team of lawyers or lawyers such as you, that would be offering free bono services. Of course, I know that you have to see the criteria for them to be able
of course, yes.
Be able to receive that. But just through your story, I'm still so much more amazed and still want to reach my goal to also be a licensed lawyer. So what would be your advice? Because of course, the generation today is obviously different to when you were brought up, when I was brought up. So what would you share with them on how to reach those goals and to be able to help people in a level that you're able to fight for what's right for them?
Wow, that's such a beautiful question. And I apologize, I'm going to have to backtrack a bit and go back into a little bit of marketing. LegalX, we do not have a team of lawyers, while LegalX will connect you to a pool of lawyers. So we're a technology company opening doors to other lawyers. So I just wanted to clarify that. But as for the why and what, first of all, let's talk about you. If you still want to do this, my hat's off to you. Go for it. Go for it. Why? I'm going to ask you why. Why do you want to? But if you know the answer to that already, do it. And then anyone else, whatever field it might be, whether it's the medical field, the legal field, the arts. If that's really what you want to do, go for it early. Because if you pacify or if you try to please other people by saying, my dad wanted me to be an accountant, my mom wanted me to be an engineer, and you are such a wonderful person that you do that, and you succeed in becoming those things, at the end of the day, you're also going to be like, I should have done what I wanted. I would have been happier. So don't waste time. Chase what you want to do. Um, because it has to be early on that you figure out it is what you want to do, right? If I kind of have to, if I can backtrack a bit about being a lawyer,
Mhm.
sorry to say this, but the idea of being a lawyer is quite attractive, right? There's a certain arrogance when I get to say, yeah, I'm a lawyer. There's a certain pride I feel when people refer to me as attorney, or when my parents introduce me as a lawyer. I see the pride in them too. But on the other side of that, there's a lot of people who went into law school not thinking really what it entailed, not knowing that's what they wanted to do. And that can be applied to whatever aspect. So figure out what you want, I think, and then go for it.
Mhm.
If you start something, there's no shame in stopping because that's not the direction you find yourself going anymore. Just be honest with yourself, I think. And if you have a better answer than that, please send it to me because I myself would love to know.
Oh my goodness, Gino, I'm gonna add a host now, and
You're gonna want.
it's such a natural. And I really appreciate you for saying yes on being in this show of mine, campaign for mental health. And I know a lot of people out there are inspired by your story and what you're
I
sharing.
hope
So
so. I hope
in
so.
addition to that, please
Yeah.
share, since our topic is finding your why. What is your why? And what inspires you to keep pursuing that?
That's something I ask myself on a daily basis. I think that changes from time to time. But whatever it is, it has to be your truth and it has to be what you really want. So most people will say family, and I will say the same thing. I want to be able to put myself in a position where I can take care of my family and the people around me, as I've seen other people do. I think that's very motivational. I think also just finding what entertains you, what keeps you up, what keeps you going. It doesn't have to be financially. Um, it doesn't have to be like financially stable if you can manage it. But if it makes you happy, I think that's all that matters. And if you're
Mhm.
happy, you'll be able to turn that into something more rewarding. As long as I said, and I think as you were explaining yourself, if you're truthful to yourself, that will manifest in all other things.
I agree with you. And of course, we have to give a shout out to your beautiful wife, Nika, who gave a little clap for you here in the comment box.
Yeah,
I
I'll say my hellos later. But hi.
So again, I'm thankful for you, Gino, and this is the time that I would like to invite you to again share what your other businesses are all about, where they can find them, and perhaps shout outs to your family and friends.
No, of course, to all my family and friends, you guys know I love you so much, and hopefully I see you soon. This lockdown sucks. But as for the businesses, first of all, Mafa, thank you for giving me this platform to put it out there to everybody watching. Thank you for your time. I know that's like the most valuable thing we all have. But having said that, now it's time for plugging. One, please wait for LegalX. It's coming very soon. For those of you who are interested, you may hit us up on Instagram, LegalX, or email uh, hello@legalx.ph. Any interested lawyers who want to join our platform, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get your ideas. It's not just a matter of signing on, joining the platform. We try to be as inclusive as possible and take your feedback. And on another one, thank you for again, is on Instagram or the app stores, please look for sif.ph. It's an aggregator of home services from grooming to healthcare to food to booze, which is quite important now. Basically, the concept is that you have no more need to leave your house. And it's especially in this day and age, let's keep unnecessary trips out of the question. Stay home when you can if you have the ability to do so.
I love
Yep,
that.
that's
So there you have it, guys. Don't you worry. I will make sure that the social media handles and website links
thank
that
you.
Gino is, a proud owner of his businesses is on this caption so that you can easily find the sites and reach out to them if you need their services. And for sure, right now we do need that. And before we say see you later to you, Gino, I do want to ask. I mean, of course, it's the challenging time, 2020. But is there anything new that you have learned about yourself during this time?
Wow. Okay, that wasn't part of your question list, Mafae.
Right.
Okay, surprise. Yes, I think it's you just need to find time for yourself. Prior to the lockdown, my downtime was driving to work,
Mhm.
and since that stopped, since we started all working from home, I've opened my laptop earlier. I began reading emails much earlier and way later into the night, and it started taking an effect on me. My wife pointed it out. I think my mom pointed it out as well. So one thing I really learned is that the value of downtime. You need to turn off your phone. You need to take care of yourself. Exercise if you can. Get some sun if you have that option, and just find a way to be happy. Find something that you enjoy, whether it's just singing out loud, dancing by yourself, talking to a friend, having a drink. Don't lie to us. Let's not lie to ourselves. Having a drink, having a bottle, why not? Just as long as you do everything in moderation, with responsibly, and
Mhm.
for honest to goodness benefit for yourself, I think it's all good.
Thanks, Gino. And that's so
Thank
nice
you,
because
Martha.
this is an honest conversation, and I hope everybody out
Yeah.
there see that you can have fun. You can, like Gino was saying, reach out to family, hang out on Zoom. I mean, that's what we can do to keep each other safe. So with
Hmm.
that, guys, again, salamat po sa mga Kumu viewers and also on Facebook. I just want to acknowledge, I think my mom is watching all the way from Australia again. Hi, Mom. Thanks for the support. And also Gino's family. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you again for the next episode. So you know what to do, guys. Actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love with Me. Thank you, Gino.
Thanks, Martha.
Thank you for watching and Love of Me series.